Hey guys, it's been a little while. As you see, I've got a 1981 Rabbit truck on the lift, also known as a Caddy. So I bought this truck about a month and a half ago, and registered it, drove around for a little bit, noticed the tranny was a little, third was grinding a little bit with the synchro going into third. Rest of the gears were fine. Also had this horrible like noise, like bearing noise coming from the tranny. So coincidence, it's probably that. New tranny needs to go in the car. I bought a new tranny, used, new to me, new to the truck, and that's going to be going in. Also, as I was driving, it started making a little bit of noise out of one of the pulleys or the water pump. Come to find out, water pump is crazy tight, the bearing, so that's another noise I was hearing, so that's also being replaced. Went in there a little bit more, some oil leaks, common, whatever. I'll check those out, fix what I can, and this car, originally was going to keep this car, driving around, parts truck for the shop, but I think I'm just gonna turn it around and sell it after I fix the little things it needs. It needs back brakes also. They're a little, I heard some little bit of noise from there, but yeah, I'm gonna do little things here and there, get this thing back on the road, probably send it on its way, unless maybe I'll like it again. Maybe I'll keep it, use it for a parts truck, which I originally was gonna do with it. But we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. So I'm bringing you back. That undo the exhaust. There's like these C-clamp things in here. They hold the exhaust right there. So there's a tool to take those off. Years ago, 90s, I learned a little trick. And you take, I already got one off. So the trick is, take an exhaust clamp, flip it upside down, put the bolts on the inside, put this between it, as you see, and just start cranking, and it will start to spread out, just, and you can take it off, and that's how you put them back on also. So one down, one to go. There's number 2. 3. Check that donut gasket. There you go. I think it had a little mini exhaust leak. Come to think about it, I think everything leaks. But we'll address what we can. See, the power steering rack has a rip boot also. So I don't know if the rack, I think it's leaking also. Maybe just put a new seal in there. If not, I think I have another rack laying around. If not, I know where one is. Well guys, the engine's out. She's a little, as I said, she's a little dirty. Tranny's leaking. Like I said, Synchron 3. Gear 3 is not so good. You gotta kind of slow down before you can like shift it good, unless it's gonna grind. There's so much oil back here. I don't know where that's coming from. It's looking like it's coming from the valve cover, which they always leak from the valve cover, and just pouring down here. It's a mess. I don't know, I'm gonna power wash this. I'm gonna clean this all up. As I do, this will be all coated with some oven cleaner. I think it'll be cleaned pretty quick. Putting a new tranny on this, as I said. And I don't know, there's some oil coming from the turbo. One of the turbo seals could be leaking. I'm not sure. I'll check it out after things all cleaned up. But the engine runs great. And it boosts really good, so yeah, I think it's gonna go back up in here. Yeah, this little cable here. I had to make a little dolly to put the engine on. When I dropped it down, I had a regular jack, and yeah, I can't pick that up. I have, my back's not the greatest, and I had to make this little thing, put the little mounting points, little cable. hook it right to the lift points, and brought the lift up high enough so I could put up the dolly I just made, and we're good. I'm gonna roll this outside and get this thing clean. Well, there it is, all sprayed down. Let it sit. Thing was pretty oily, so let it sit for about a half hour or so, and power wash it down. You see everything's plugged up, so no water's getting anywhere. There's not really anything electrical really here to worry about. So there it is, all cleaned up. I didn't go crazy in the transmission because that's coming off, but this was so gunked you couldn't even read 1.6 diesel. So I'll let the sun dry it. Get ready to replace the water pump because that needs to be replaced. Other than that, this thing's ready to go back in. I have another tranny that's going on it. The clutch is brand new in this engine, and everything else seems to work just as it should. So my little Sun Joe, love this thing. You don't need power. It's a 40-volt battery. Works pretty well. And I can just take it anywhere. So the engine's back inside. I had to hoist it up again. I'm not gonna use the cherry picker, just using the lift with some cable, just to suspend the engine. And so tranny's off. Like I said, the clutch is relatively new on the engine. And here's the tranny. It's a mess. A lot of grease, a lot of pouring. Kind of looks like it's been coming out of here. I know this seal, there's a little cover that goes over there inside the cup, and that fell right off. And I think it's leaking from there, and it looks wet, and all the grease just like turned. Take a look. To watery grease. See? So I'm gonna have to clean this somewhat and then repack these, because this is no good. I'm not running them like that. So we get the other transmission right here, and this thing is beautiful. Really nicely cleaned up. There's new seals. If I can even move it, not good for my back. So this is all good. I'm gonna put this on in a moment and get this thing back in the car. Again, I still got a couple other things to do to the engine, but we're gonna pop this tranny in right now. Well, let's see how bad I can blow out my back. Put a little bit of grease on the shaft, slides in. So I like torque spec, so that's what I'm gonna look up. There we go. True engine, train to engine, transmission, transaxle to engine, 59 foot-pounds. As you might have saw, we had a torque wrench over at 5150's garage when we were doing that 63, and Wasn't a fan of the little beeping, the little battery one. I like the click. So this is for him. Here's the click, Jason. The click. Listen for the click. Oh, there it is. And that's that. I gotta start swapping the shift linkage from this one over to here and the transmission mount, stuff like that, which I gotta put a new one of those mounts in, so I gotta press that out and put the new one in, the new rubber bushing in. And yeah, I'm gonna take it off these little hoists. I don't need that anymore for anything else. And we'll just keep going. So I gotta put a couple more bolts in here. The starter, I'm probably wait to the end for that because it's easy to put it in the car. Move on to whatever I'm gonna do next.